Baba Baba.
Hi guys.
So, uh, I saw today on the YouTube that WhatCulture uploaded a fucking video that just from the title I wanted to talk about because the title's just wrong. It's a false premise. It's why AEW is outdrawing WWE.
So, and it's
And
by
the
by
video
what culture? By the guy
video is
Adam, I think.
retarded. I think this is actually Simon.
I can't tell these guys apart. They're all bald.
I call him fucking Tiny Hands McGillicuddy, and the reason I call him Tiny Hands McGillicuddy is because he has fucking little midget hands that are constantly flailing about in his video. This is what, like, look how fucking small his hand is.
Yeah, he's also. Why is he standing in front of like a brick wall? Like, what is this?
I don't know. He's an embarrassment to humanity. That's what I
By the
think.
way, right? People are asking you about your engagement.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely what that meant.
Yeah, totally, guys.
Listen, if I do, it's going to be to her. We all know this, but that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, he proposed to me with an onion ring he found in his fries at Burger King.
Yes, I took it to the Poconos subsequently.
In a giant champagne glass, he went swimming
Yes.
around.
I wore my bathing suit.
Oh yeah. Do you even own one?
No,
Exactly.
I haven't been swimming since I was 17 or 18
How do you remember that?
because it had to be sometime before I graduated high school.
Okay, would you go to the beach or did you go to like the pool?
No, swimming pool. I don't like the beach at all.
Why?
There's too many.
Actually, don't answer that.
You're smart. See, you're protecting me. I like that. I almost said something bad. Anyway, let's move on to the program before we get the channel taken down.
Okay, so this video is by What Culture and it's called Why AEW is Outdrawing WWE. So, do you want
Yes.
to just get started?
Yes, the lady will be playing the audio from the video since I still don't know how to fucking screen share and play audio at the same time. And if you want to know what the video is, it's literally just a fucking bald asshole with tiny hands flailing his hands wildly and talking about wrestling. So
All right, let's get started. 1, 2, 3.
I love WWE. I love AEW. I love my mum. I love my dad.
They don't love you.
My sister sometimes. That's what happens to siblings. The point is, you can have loads of loves for lots of things, but still be fascinated by the facts and still be fascinated.
all right, can you pause this already?
Mm-hmm.
So he's starting off by saying, just before we get started, I want to let you know that I also love WWE. He's fucking lying. Because if you fucking read anything from these assholes, all they do is fucking dump all over WWE and put over AEW, which is fine dumping over WWE. I get that because I do it too. WWE stinks. But he's lying and saying that he likes WWE and AEW because he's trying to convey that he's not a shill when he
I guess,
absolutely
yeah.
is.
He's trying not to look biased.
Yeah, he's just lying.
It's kind of like when people say, both sides are bad, but then they're just straight up liberals. Like,
Yeah. Every time somebody says both sides are bad, they're just liberals.
yeah. So let's continue with this, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The wide world. So we have to stop all this infighting, and yet here I am, Simon Miller, with a video that is clearly going to trigger some infighting. But while everyone does go, oh my gosh, ratings and demos, I think there's another number out there which is even more crazy than all of this. And I am, of course, talking about live attendances. To the point.
All right, can you pause that already?
Mm-hmm.
So the video's premise is AEW is outdrawing WWE, and he says, "But we're not going to talk about ratings." It's like, well, why do you think that is?
Well, no, but remember that thing I sent you that Meltzer said yet today?
Oh yeah, let me screen share that. That's good stuff. So fucking Dave Meltzer did a little bit of Steiner math. This is courtesy of General Jerry Chaplin. I just realized that.
In the General Jerry community group.
General Jerry community group. Look at this fucking weird ass Steiner math he's doing. Not only does it have the perfect ratings predictor, it's based on 10 markets. AW was up 3% in homes prior week, but down 20% in 1849. But key was how much Chicago factored in. Factoring that out, up to 18.6%, Chicago was cutting more. What the fuck is he talking about? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know what his argument even is. It's ridiculous.
And he also says, not that this is a perfect ratings predictor. So
why would
why
you
are
even
you?
bother sharing it?
Yeah, this is supposed to be hard math. Like, why are you just posting like? Shouldn't you just be posting the facts? Not like, just in case, 3% of homes in Chicago had Dish TV compared to 5% that had cable.
It's like this is like that incel study about 4 people in Dayton, Ohio, with wrists at a certain measurement.
Yeah, it was
But
actually Ann Arbor already.
So you have to give WhatCulture some credit here, rather than trying to do some kind of weird Steiner math to justify why AEW gets shit TV ratings. They're just going to disregard them altogether and talk about live attendance. Because you can't make this argument with TV ratings, because the TV ratings for AEW are a fucking joke. I think Rampage got under 600,000 last week, it was Daniel Bryan's first televised match on AEW, and they got under 600,000 viewers.
Also, I want to share this. Give me a second. I'm going to send it to you.
I
think I sent it to you before, but I'll just post it again.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just find it really quick. I might have it saved on my phone. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I have it right here.
Oh, good. Meltzer wants to talk about ratings predictors. Like, here's the perfect ratings predictor. Nobody beats WWE, and fucking AEW's type of shit doesn't draw. There's your perfect predictor. Oh, this was great. So keep in mind, this is after the 7-year wait, 7 years of build up for CM Punk's return, right? And I know Google Trends, if we're talking about not perfect predictors, I know Google Trends isn't the most accurate thing, but it's a good first step in determining interest of things online. Look at this. Look how much ahead Roman Reigns is from CM Punk. It's not even close. This is after the 7-year fucking wait.
And you can see Punk had like a little spike when he came back, but then it just gone down ever since.
It's ridiculous. And like Roman Reigns is apparently going way down recently. Punk is still nowhere close.
But people think that he's this big draw. Nobody cared after he showed up there.
And part of that's due to CM Punk himself just not being a fucking draw at all. And a big part of that is because AEW has no idea what the fuck they're doing. You can't just bring on a guy, have him talk about how he can't wait to have fun on the show and have that be it. You can't just not have a storyline.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. Do you want to continue with this video?
Let's continue with fucking tiny hands McGillicuddy.
The tide when it comes to WWE. Why?
This cornball intro now.
And that's right, yes, it's time to get into ticket sales, that one metric that just vanished for 18 months when the world closed down. And also, I want to make it very clear that pro wrestling in general right now is doing pretty damn well. Because WWE has sold out huge buildings, SummerSlam was absolutely rammed, AEW did After Ash, they basically took over Chicago for a while, and even over here in the UK when it comes to indie wrestling, which I am very fortunate enough to wrestle on here and there is still people coming out to watch a bit of sports.
Can you pause that?
Mm-hmm.
So he says, WWE and AEW had some sellout shows, and people showed up to indie shows. It's like, well, of course people showed up. How many?
Yeah, what does that have to do with AEW, though?
He just wanted to humble brag. I'm a wrestler in the UK indies.
Yeah, okay. Has anyone ever heard of you there? No.
What an asshole.
They're too busy watching Nick Gage bleed on a ladder. Like, they don't care about you. All right, let's move on.
I just love how he says, people showed up. It's like, I would hope so. That's something to brag about.
We start comparing some buildings, though. What the flubble sticks is going on? Now, if you are a wrestling historian, you know that from the dawn of time, WWE has always been known as New York. Well, that's a territory they've always been associated with because Vince McMahon Sr., he basically ruled the roost. To the point, wrestlers would always go, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? They're going to New York, meaning they were going to the World Wrestling Federation. Now, I'm not saying that's going to change, and WWE is still doing very well there. Let's get into it. Because recently AEW Dynamite ran in New Jersey and sold 12,000 tickets, which is pretty damn good. And yes, SmackDown also ran at Madison Square Garden and sold around 14,000.
By the way, the SmackDown at the Garden that he's talking about was the biggest draw they ever had at the Garden in their history.
Well, he just said, he's like, yeah, AEW sold 12 million, but SmackDown sold 14 million. 14,000. Yeah.
So, what an asshole.
All right, do you want me to keep going, or do you want me to pause, or?
Yeah, let's hear what fucking stupid Simon has to say.
Okay.
But we've also mentioned the Arthur Ashe thing that AEW did, where they managed to put 20,000 people in a building, which of course was in New York. So I will let you draw your own conclusions from this. I am but the messenger. If you want to yell, go yell into the abyss. See if he yells back. There is more to this too, because
So I don't even. It's more ridiculous fucking math. I could barely even understand what he was going. So was he saying that one AEW show in New York got like a couple thousand people more than WWE?
He said that Arthur Ashe had 20,000 people in it.
Okay, is he going to factor in that the cheapest price of a ticket for Raw or SmackDown is like $25, and the cheapest for AEW is like $4? Is that going to
I guess
factor in
not.
at all? WWE is going to make more money either way. This guy had a good comment. I highlighted it before, but
Why would?
There's people are going to highlight a discrepancy between two shows drawing 10,000+ people live and not talk about the millions of people who aren't watching fucking AEW on TV. Like the marks travel to see AEW, but non-marks aren't tuning in to watch it on TV.
Let's just see what else he has to say. I guess.
Stupid
Simon Cowell. All right.
Because on November the 29th, WWE rolls into the brand new UBS Arena, and 10 days later, Dynamite is going to be there as well. And in the latest episode of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, or at least what Dave Meltzer has...
Oh, shut. See, right there, this whole video is bullshit if he's going to cite what Dave Meltzer's saying about this. We just saw Dave Meltzer doing fucking Steiner math to justify shit ratings.
Once again, it was just like, oh my goodness. Because at one point, WWE had sold around 2,500 tickets, and AEW at the same time had sold 6,500.
Yeah, for those two shows that are both on Long Island, the fucking AEW show went on sale first. So of course they've sold more. And they're also cheaper. He's not mentioning this stuff. Why wouldn't he mention the ticket prices?
Because like wouldn't you factor in how much money they're making per show, like total with the people in there?
Yeah, the AEW is basically giving their tickets away.
Because TNA used to that where they would like sell tickets for free and stuff.
Yeah, AEW is not quite giving them away for free, but $4, I believe, is the cheapest ticket. Or WWE, again, the cheapest ticket, I think, for WWE is $25.
There used to be this store I'd shop at the mall, and literally sometimes it's called Wet Seal. They would sell you a pair, buy one pair of jeans, get another one for a penny. And it was like, how desperate are you for trying to sell your inventory?
Is that why all of your jeans have holes in them, Trap Queen?
All right, listen here, Boomer. Okay.
Can I just get a cup of coffee over here?
Yeah, I'll throw it in your face. You don't even like coffee. It makes your tummy hurt.
It certainly does.
If you're a normal person with your head screwed on, you know it's just a bunch of fingers to go, oh my god, isn't this cool? Isn't wrestling exciting? But I know how
is that Dexter barking in the background?
Yeah, he's not a fan of this video.
He's not a fan of stupid fucking Simon's dumb hands?
Yeah, I don't think he likes it too much.
That's not just in the Big Apple where we see things like this, because we can easily go back to September when both AEW and WWE went to Cincinnati. While they were there too, AEW wanted to run the US Bank Arena, but fair play to them, they said, oh no, we don't really want to do that. We have a long-standing relationship.
God, he's talking so fast, shut up!
Yeah, is he on like cocaine? What is he doing? He should be an auctioneer. He should quit YouTube and become an auctioneer.
We should auction off dildos.
And yes, I'm still buying from the Bass Pro Shops, okay?
With their pink hat.
Yes. Yes, my dog is not a fan of Smarks. He understands wrestling, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't just stare at me blankly when I try to explain things to him.
Duh. I love you.
He's so cute. Somebody told me recently that he looks like Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
He kind of does.
He does not.
Into town in a few weeks, so we'll pass. You know what AEW did? They ran the quote-unquote secondary arena. They sold 6,500 tickets. And when Raw eventually got to the one we just talked about, they sold 1,000 less. less. That's just wild, right? It's absolutely...
Okay, they sold 1,000 less, but at fucking 5 times the price.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, tickets to WWE can be really expensive. Like, when I was a kid, like, I would only go to, like, for the most part, I'd only go to house shows just because, like, it was more expensive to go to, like, a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah. And you have to also factor in maybe a reason why. If you're going to talk about AEW's better, that's why. Well, no, Raw's on Monday night. It goes off at 11, and it's a kid's show. So families are going more often than not. How many families want to take their kids out on a Monday night when there's school?
Yeah,
Whereas AEW, it's all... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I went to the Raw after WrestleMania 29. My dad took me, but then he wanted to leave early because I had to go to school in the morning.
Yeah, well, and fucking AEW, it's all single fat guys. So they can go out any night of the week. They don't work.
Well, that's another thing too. On Squared Circle, sometimes you see people who are saying like, I got 2 tickets to, AEW Rampage Showdown. If anybody, in the Denver, Colorado area wants to come with me, I have an extra ticket.
This guy paid $100 for 3 people in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, 120 now, he's saying. So, yeah, I guarantee you the money that Tony Khan is spending renting out the arenas and the money he's charging for tickets, this is probably a losing fucking, like, business-wise, he's losing money on this endeavor.
By the way, the chat's marking out for Dexter right now.
He's a great guy.
As you should be. Dexter for WWE champion. He's already running for president, but he can be WWE champion too. He's got a lot of great policies.
Numbers to go up. I want all of them to increase. Whether you're watching Raw, whether you're watching SmackDown, Dynamite or Rampage, what is better than seeing a full house and hearing thousands of people just going crazy?
Literally anything. I would rather hear a fucking infant choking to death than hear a wrestling fan cheering for something.
No, you don't want to hear, "This is awesome."
No.
What about Randy Savage?
Ugh.
Show and make it great, and it can take a great show and make you think, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. That just helps everybody, including us, with our asses sat on the couches at home for all the reasons I've just talked about.
Nobody's sitting on their couches at home watching AEW, that's for damn sure.
I suppose the real shock is that AEW has been able to catch up so quickly, given that they've only been around.
Catch up so quickly.
I mean, they have such an amazing...
Okay, pause this. I hate that fucking argument. Like, well, you got to give AEW time because it's only been around for 2 years. How long did it take Nitro to overtake Raw in the ratings?
Another thing too is TNA was relatively new and they were getting more viewers back in the day.
TNA was getting way more viewers. TNA on Mondays was getting more viewers than AEW on Wednesdays. Do you remember Monday Night TNA?
Yeah, they were actually, compared to AEW, the ratings were higher. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can look up, if you want to talk to the chat for a bit, I can look up the ratings for Monday Night TNA.
Yeah, I think there's a Wikipedia article about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey, come on.
I'd
support that. I'm just saying. I don't think Reddy would like that very much.
That would be the worst thing you could do to me. All right, so here are the ratings for every Monday night episode of TNA. Ready?
Okay.
1.5, which is the higher than any rating AEW's ever gotten. And this is going up against Raw, by the way.
AEW is lucky if it gets a 1.2.
Uh-huh. 0.98, 0.84, 0.86, 0.62, 0.9, 0.8, 0.95, 0.5, 0.8. All of those, except for the 0.5, are like higher than the average AEW show.
It is, yeah. And I think, honestly, more people in general, like you ask a person, they might know what TNA is more than they know what AEW is.
Yeah, they might not have anything good to say about it, but they'll know what it is. Dexter's chant, bite forever.
Aw, Dexy. He's so cute. It's almost his bedtime, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. This guy says SmackDown's coming to Sacramento. The lowest price is $39.
Yeah, and that's for the nosebleeds.
And compare that to $4 for AEW.
Fan base, they can announce a venue in Chicago without telling you what's going to be on it.
Without telling you what's going to be on it. Like everybody didn't know fucking CM Punk was going to be there, you stupid fuck.
But like, why do they have to tell you? Because their fans are just gonna praise it anyway, regardless
Yeah,
of what
exactly. But how disingenuous is that? You know, that was Chicago. They didn't even tell you who was going to be. Everybody knew CM Punk was going to be there. You schmucklet.
I'm gonna see like how much tickets are for AEW right now.
What about the key demo? You know what's funny about the key demo? That's 100% of their live audience is the key demo. Nobody else goes except the key demo. That's not a good thing.
But I don't understand. Like this, nobody cared about this before.
No one ever, because they have Dave Meltzer has to come up with some reason to say that the show isn't a complete ratings disaster. So they made up this fake horseshit about demos.
I guess, yeah. All right, so I'm trying to see how much is AEW.
I'm gonna look up lowest AEW ticket price.
Give me a second. So this is in Miami.
Tickets as low as $23. Tickets as low as $4. I mean, get out of here with this horseshit. And they fucking, I think they do, when they do Rampage, it's like 2 shows at the same time. Like they'll do Dynamite and then Rampage. So it's a cheap ass ticket for 2 shows.
Yeah, really.
WWE's charging you top dollar to watch the shittiest show of your life, and people still go out and do it. It's amazing. AEW is giving you 2 horrible shows for the price of fucking half of a WWE show.
I'm trying to see what this AEW combo package is.
How is that a successful business model to give you 2 wrestling shows for the price of half of a WWE show? And these people want to brag about, oh, they're getting good attendance. Oh, yeah, I bet they are. Marks are creaming in their pants for this deal.
I'm trying to see because, like, I don't know, these websites are so annoying to like navigate. But let me see. So this is on Wednesday, so the day after tomorrow. Let's see how much tickets are.
And where is it?
It's in the Liacouras Center. And where the hell is that?
That famous arena.
It is in. I just gotta Google this. It doesn't say on the website. Liacouras Center. It's in Philadelphia.
Why don't they try selling out the fucking Pontiac Silverdome and then talk to me about who's outdrawing who?
Let me see how much the tickets are though. 25. It's saying $25.
Now you wait until it gets a bit closer and they still haven't sold out. They'll go down to fucking $4. I've been seeing that all over the place, that AEW tickets are going for $4. It's ridiculous.
All right, let's keep going with this video, I guess.
Yes.
Probably even more, and I know you don't find that was the CM Punk debut, but do you not think that ties in? Of course it ties in. CM Punk, Adam Cole.
Who's saying it doesn't tie? What is he talking about?
People are flocking out of their houses and they want to see AEW.
He did not just say, hold on, to pause this. He did not just say that people are flocking out of their houses to see Adam Cole.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess they are.
By what? Where? So people are willing to pay money for a ticket to go travel to sit in a smelly arena with fat people to see Adam Cole, but they're not willing to just turn on the TV and do it? What logic does that, like, where's the logic in that? All right, the Silverdome is shut down. You know what I mean?
Gotta go to All Elite Wrestling. Going back to the Wrestling Observer too, Uncle Dave.
And not for the fucking Wrestling Observer. If you cite the Wrestling Observer, you might as well just stop the video because your whole argument is invalid.
Do you understand like how many things like he's been wrong on within like the past week?
God, he just lies about everything. Mr. McCoy's chucking out of his flocking out of his house to chuck a pickaxe at Adam Cole's head.
MGTOW Weeb says that we're stupid.
That's not a real person.
Let's see. Someone says people don't care about Adam Cole.
So, of course they don't.
New York. He was convinced, as were some other experts, that this was going to sell out instantly.
Yeah, Meltzer was convinced of
As
this.
for me talking, they have sold just shy of 7,000 tickets, so that's a lot of people. But it also means there's still a lot of tickets available.
Okay, can you pause that again? He's saying that Dave Meltzer predicted a WWE show would sell out. And so far, they've only sold 7,000, and there's still more tickets for sale. Okay, first of all, how the fuck would Dave Meltzer know whether or not this is going to sell out when he has no inside sources in WWE whatsoever?
Do you understand that his newsletter is called The Wrestling Observer, meaning he's an observer, not an expert?
Meaning he's just like everybody else. But two, he's saying, oh, they sold 7,000 tickets. He was just bragging that AEW sold 6,000.
And by the way, Julie, I agree.
What did the Juicer say?
Do you know what cheese time is?
That's when you give him cheese.
Yeah, it's a special time of day, designated time of day, where I just treat him to a little piece of cheese.
What about when you sing to Dexter?
Oh, well, that's at night when he goes to bed before I tuck him in.
I still need to see this. And we need more interviews.
I know, I gotta give him more interviews. He has a lot to say about the world.
He certainly does. He's a very he's an important voice in these trying times. Let's finish up with this asshole.
SummerSlam 2018, which is yet another of these 5 events that WWE considered the big ones, they did sell out instantly.
Hold on. So he's going to talk about how a past SummerSlam did better than an event from this year. Wasn't this SummerSlam the highest drawing SummerSlam in history from this year?
It was, yeah, but why is he talking about... First of all, you can't compare something from 3 years ago because, number one, a lot of places aren't letting you in if you're not vaccinated.
Yes.
Compared to years ago when, like,
That's
nobody
a very
cared.
good point. God, this whole video is just... It's more people doing as much gymnastics in their head as they can to fucking come up with reasons how AEW is magically succeeding. And not only succeeding, this video is about them outdrawing WWE. So it's not, they're not just saying AEW is doing okay. They're saying they're beating WWE.
All right, well, let's keep going. Let's see how you wrap this up. We got 3 minutes left.
Goodness.
And once more, there's a huge chance that they do fill the entire thing. I mean, we've got ages till the Survivor Series. But it does make you go, do-do-do-do. I mean, it doesn't do that. I just miss John Cena. So this is
Stop
what
trying to be
people are
funny,
talking
asshole.
about when they get into this whole wrestling war. And I, for one, am glad it's there. Not all the crazy negativity that goes along with it.
Can you
But
pause
is
this
the kind
again?
of stuff you want
Mhm.
for
I'm so
TV.
fucking sick of people saying this wrestling war. It's so great for the fans. These two companies competing and going at it. There's no fucking war. This is a fucking midget with a pea shooter going up against Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. It's not a war.
Like,
AEW stinks.
I don't understand. Like, do you really think this is on the same level as, like, the Monday Night Wars? Because it's really not.
They think it's better because they think, oh, the quality of both shows is more consistent this time around. It's fucking horseshit.
No, it's not. Like,
This is two terrible shows. One just happens to be a financial juggernaut. The other's in the red.
Means all shows have to be on their game all the damn
Both
time.
shows are not on their game. Both shows are shitting the bed creatively. It just so happens that critics pretend that one is a fucking hotspot.
and I'm wondering, like, how much did AEW make in the fiscal year compared to WWE? I'm wondering.
WWE's made over $1 billion. AEW lost money. That's all you need to know.
Like, I would love to see him, like, report that, but he won't.
They will never talk about company finances or TV ratings unless they're doing the mental gymnastics required to make AEW look good. This really is an embarrassing video. And the fact that he cited Dave Meltzer like 3 times.
Yeah, like, don't you have, like, more diverse sources? Aren't you supposed to be, like, a journalism company? Like, I don't...
This is the same journalistic company that when they're doing their wrestling critiques talks about how the show makes them come.
Oh, ew.
This guy with his tiny hands jerking himself off to a
Ew,
fucking
please
Bobby
stop.
Roode match. Sorry.
And you know that's true, because go and look at any of the programs for the last few weeks. I think every single damn one has been really, really good. So you just can't do
That's
the
why
same
you
thing.
shit on WWE constantly.
And that is not the same when you're the only game in town, because what can you compare your numbers to?
Hold on, there's an ads. I'm just gonna...
He put a fucking an ad midway through his 8-minute video.
There was 2 of them.
Asshole.
There's probably gonna be more, too. People are saying journalism is dead.
It certainly
Basically,
is.
yeah.
This is literally fake news.
It's like back in the day, yellow journalism.
Yes.
That's basically what Dave Meltzer is.
This whole video and Dave Meltzer's whole existence and WhatCulture and fucking The Torch and all this gay crap, this is all just fake news.
You can compare your numbers to your old numbers, but that only takes you so far when you have somebody else's numbers.
Can you pause that again? Did you hear what he just said? You could compare yourself to your previous, your older numbers, but that only goes so far. What does that mean? It only goes so far. Because that just proves that the wrestling business today is shit, and he doesn't want to admit that. Back in the day, they were drawing 10 million people. Now it's like a big victory if they get 1.5.
And he's saying like, oh, why aren't they comparing themselves to AEW? Well, I'd rather, try to work up to the numbers I had in the past if they're higher than the ones in AEW ever were.
Exactly. And okay, compare yourself to AEW's numbers. AEW gets 600,000 people watching their Friday night show. WWE gets 2 million. Wow, what show would you rather be? What show do you think is outdrawing?
All right, well, let's see what else he has to say.
As Ted, you're running a wrestling company, you're doing really well, then Ted starts one and he starts doing better than you. Are you going to sit there and go, man, I don't care? No, you're not. You're going to sit down and think, man, how can I go and whip Ted's ass? And you know who benefits the most? It's me here. There's a annoying boy.
Yeah, it's me, the gay wrestling fan. Hello.
Long term, but I don't think either of them are also going to hit
I get a lot more wrestling to wank to.
That they do keep expanding. Once again, that means more great television shows for me.
How is AEW expanding?
I think he's talking about WWE.
WWE's expanding? WWE's losing ratings too.
Well, the thing is, you say expanding means more shows for me. Okay, first of all, they had a shit ton of shows years ago with NXT UK, NXT 205 Live, Main Event, SmackDown, Raw. Superstars. Like, nobody watched, like, more than half of these shows. Like,
these people just refuse to acknowledge the problem that oversaturation represents. Like, because they will watch every show, so they don't recognize oversaturation as a problem. If they could, they'd watch wrestling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And like WWE has 5 shows. It's not enough. They need to watch TNA and AEW and New Japan and
all Japan
Zimbabwe
and Big Japan.
Pro Wrestling. And,
Zimbabwe.
Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's embarrassing. What a fucking asshole video that was. Is it over?
No, it's got 2 minutes left.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
When I'm sat down on a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday, I can't worry about the financials of AEW or WWE. I can only worry about my entertainment financials. And right now, they are going through the roof.
Well, it just shows that he's a fucking dork and a half that he's entertained by any of these shows.
By the way, we're 6 minutes in. He still hasn't explained why he thinks...
Yeah, the video is why AEW is outdrawing WWE. Guess what? He hasn't said why. All he said was, oh, see, if you see here, a few more, like 1,000 more people bought much cheaper tickets for the AEW show. He didn't even say why.
Yeah, he hasn't explained, like, he just said, oh, they sold more at these certain shows. Okay, why? What do you think the reason is?
But he's not going to talk about the
Jimmy's
financials.
comment.
He's not going to talk about the financial aspect of that, which is the reason. I've heard old stories from like JBL and fucking Vince Russo and fucking Bruce Pritchard and like people who were around during, when the show was good. People from like these dirt sheets would come ask them things and they'd feed them false information.
And I would bet that still happens now.
Of course, because Meltzer gets everything wrong. He's either lying or he's getting false info or both.
All right, let's keep going. We've got about a minute and a half left.
Jesus H. Christ.
Apart from distraction finishes, sick of it. It's not actually true, I say that and I make a big deal about ups and downs, but it's not true at all. I actually think the distraction finish is a fine way to end a wrestling match if you keep it to like...
Why is he talking about this?
When you do 72 in a 2-hour period, when my eyebrow goes out. Before I do leave you today as well, I will once again use history to try and prove my point. And I'm sure some of you...
What's his point, though?
But just go look up the Monday Night Wars between WWF and WCW.
No. If you want to make this argument, you should definitely be encouraging people not to look that up because everybody will see that when WWE was doing bad, they were getting 3s.
Another thing too is like he's saying, "I'm wrapping up now." You still haven't explained why.
Yeah, wrapping up. You haven't started.
Because here's the thing: you said AEW is drawing WWE, and I'll explain why. But both shows are great, so
What is that? Yeah, he's made no point.
All right, well, let's see. Let's
what
give
a
him
fucking disaster of a video this is.
Let's give him the minutes. Let's give him 1 minute to explain his point.
All right, he's got 1 minute to sum up something he couldn't sum up in 8. That's good.
The person was doing they were just so desperate to be better. Having that feeling inside of your stomach and having that impetus to try and smash the hell out of somebody else. We shouldn't go that far. They did go too far. It should be like friendly. Jab, jab, punch, punch. It still does make for better TV. Now please do leave a comment below. A nice comment, a normal comment, a calm comment.
Everybody leave really fucking mean comments. Make fun of his tiny hands.
Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com where we keep you up to date with the AEW.
Oh, he's gonna end, with a subtle call to like his videos and subscribe.
Don't forget to click that notification bell. Put things in your also.
Yeah, join my notification squad.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat here. Folks, please go and leave comments about how tiny his hands are.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to download NordVPN, a word from our sponsors. Or Raycon headphones.
Yeah, Raycon. So much bass on these headphones, bro.
All right, he's got 25 seconds.
Make sure you come follow us on social media. We have a bunch of other videos. Go watch them all so you know every single thing about professional wrestling.
Oh God, shut the fuck up! Like you're a source on anything about the business because you wrestle some shit indie fed in England with your tiny hands. Fuck you, Simon, and fuck WhatCulture. Everyone over there just talks about coming all the time. It's disgusting.
Someone says, WWE is caught up on stars. AEW is focused on the talent. That is why AEW is winning and why I'm paying attention to wrestling for the first time in 10 years.
This asshole wants to say that focusing on stars isn't how you draw. What a retard. Read some more of the comments on the video. That's good stuff.
Okay, but first of all, he's caught up on the stars. But the stars have talent themselves. So I don't...
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another good point. The reason they're stars is because they're the most talented. What the fuck kind of argument is that?
Let's see what else someone says. Let's see. I think it's safe to say that people have had their feel of McMahonism and are moving on.
But they're not moving on. By what metric?
Because they're still talking about WWE all the time.
Everybody who watches AEW also watches WWE, and there's plenty of people who only watch WWE. There's nobody who only watches AEW. That doesn't exist.
Someone says, truth is, regardless of how people want to spin it on lower ticket sales and all that nonsense, it's still, first of all, he put a period, but the sentence should still be going on. But
what an asshole.
And by the way, no apostrophe in between, IT and S, but it's still absolutely...
Whole comment's invalid now. Good.
It's still absolutely bonkers that we are even having this conversation, considering AEW is only 2 years old.
Fuck you and that stupid, useless argument because fucking WCW Nitro was what, 2 or 3 years old when it started kicking Raw's ass?
Let that sink in. Every other major company took at least 4 to 5 years to pop off, and AEW has done it in half that.
They're
incredible.
How have they popped off? How are they? I don't know what these people are looking. They're just saying, I like the show, therefore it's succeeding. Look, I like the Byrds when fucking David Crosby left and they became a country band. I'm not going to sit here and say that they were a better selling band than the original because no one was buying their records anymore.
Someone says, AEW knows their audience. They know where their strongholds are and return there very often. Also, not overkilling themselves helps them with only working once a week. But don't they have 2 shows?
They have 2 shows, but they film Rampage after they film
Dynamite
on the same night. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything the video is even supposed to be about.
This guy says, I'm a simple man. I see AEW winning. I click.
See, he's a simple man because he's a simpleton. That's really what he means. See, that guy's openly admitting, like, I don't care what you're talking about in the video, like, if it makes sense. As long as it's about the show I like winning, I'll watch it. What an asshole.
This person says, things AEW is doing that are making fans love wrestling again. Number 1, factions, and lots of them. Yeah, every wrestler's in a faction.
But wait, but there's like a billion factions in WWE too. What is he talking about?
Tag teams have meaning.
Okay, time out. What does tag teams have meaning mean? What does that actually mean when you look at the words and think about it? What's the meaning of the Butcher and the Blade?
Butcher and the Blade.
What's the meaning of the Young Bucks? What is the meaning of the Golden Lovers? Are they even in AEW?
Records matter is number 3.
Actually, records don't matter. They say records matter because they want to be a sports-based company. But then you listen to fucking Dave Meltzer talking about certain tag teams that he doesn't like that have winning records, so they should be fighting for like championships by the fucking AEW logic. But Meltzer says they shouldn't because he secretly writes this shit. The records don't matter at all.
4, actual storyline.
Yeah, like what? I want to fight Darby Allin to have fun in wrestling again. That's the story.
And 5, non-scripted speeches.
Yeah, the
What?
non-scripted promos have been working really great for CM Punk because the whole buzz around him is gone already, asshole.
Let's see. AEW loves wrestling, but WWE loves money.
Yeah, because WWE is a fucking business.
Let's see. Someone says loving professional wrestling right now, and they put like an emoji like they're crying.
Yeah, good. What a sad human.
Let's see. AEW has a lot of things the US audience hasn't seen in a while. You know exactly what we're getting at a WWE show, but with all the new names on AEW, new stories, new
Yeah,
angles,
new names like CM Punk and Sting,
and Christian,
Chris Jericho. Yeah, brand new names.
new angles. It's just new. I don't want to go to the thing I've seen 1,000 times. I want
So
the new thing.
new angles like what? The Bullet Club?
And how many times can you put the word new in one sentence, asshole?
Fucking retard.
Let's see. Doesn't AEW film Rampage and Dynamite on the same night? It's a great value if you can buy one ticket and see 2 shows.
It's a great value if you're a fucking masochist.
But see, exactly, like, that's what you were getting at. Like, that's the reason why they're selling more, because you're getting 2 shows for still less the price than a WWE ticket.
It's pathetic.
Do you want me to read more comments, or are you good?
Oh, no, go ahead if you want.
Yeah, I'll read a few more. Okay. Because Vince is the emperor and the emperor's new clothes.
What does that even fucking mean? How is he wearing the Emperor's new clothes?
But I think, isn't that more like Tony Khan because he's losing
Yeah,
money?
AEW is the Emperor in fucking new clothes.
And I think too, like, Vince McMahon's an actual billionaire. This guy isn't. His dad is.
Yeah, Tony Khan is just a talentless fucking rich boy.
Wrestling is always best when there is legit competition. Hell, even when WWE somewhat viewed TNA Impact as competition, they put out their best work. Yeah, they put out their best work back then, really?
Yeah, they put out their best work in fucking 2008. Really? Go fuck your mother.
And despite the fact that Vince seems to always buy out his competition, he hasn't bought out TNA and it's been years.
Vince hasn't bought anything in fucking decades.
He does enjoy it. Vince is a fighter, so he likes when his back is against the wall, because that's when he's at his best.
Yeah, you know what? So Vince will never be good again because AEW will never have his back anywhere near against the wall.
Someone said, LOL, I can physically smell the WWE marks approaching to downvote this video. I could smell you commenting on this video.
Yeah, just smell your BO. Fucking asshole human.
Someone says AEW has saved and revitalized the business.
How? Most people who are involved with this business don't watch AEW.
Let's see. Someone says, this guy actually says, WWE tickets are more expensive to get, with a lot of times less wrestling than AEW show for half the price. So that's actually, it's a reasonable comment.
It certainly is.
It's funner to watch people who love their job and are allowed to be themselves without some writers giving them a script.
Yeah, it's more fun to watch CM Punk go out there and say, hey guys, fighting Darby Allin would be fun.
But I don't understand, like, where is he getting it from? The people at WWE don't love their job?
No, everybody in WWE hates it because Vince McMahon beats and rapes them. We all know this.
I guess, yeah, you know, for the ratings. I'll read a few more and then I'll be done.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone says, no, here's a video that doesn't need to be 8.5 minutes long.
Exactly. I don't know if he's like saying that to shit on them or just to say AEW's clearly beating them. So do we need to do this? But either way, it's a good comment.
Let's see. AEW actually cares about its fans. Don't get me wrong. WWE has some good stuff, but AEW clearly cares about us and our opinions.
Cares
It is
about
also
us. Go fuck your. Stop with this weird fucking collectivist. Like this is wrestling. Why do you want to identify with this weird group of people?
let's see. I'll read like 2 more and then I'll be done.
Roger that.
I love AEW. I like WWE, but I keep wanting AEW to surpass them.
You never
Why?
will.
Because I want Vince McMahon and his narcissistic business practices to fall.
Yeah, success bad.
Let's see. I'll read one more. I'll find a good one. Okay. AEW is trying a lot harder. Pretty much on
How
fire
the fuck
lately.
do you know? It's not hard to say, hey, CM Punk, here's a bunch of money. Go out there and say you want to have fun. That's not hard.
Whereas WWE has gotten stale, AEW is really fun in person. WWE has lost that. And AEW has better long-term story possibilities.
Fuck you and your long-term story. How about any term storytelling? Just tell a story at all.
WWE is so random. You really have no clue how a show 2 months away might look. But here's the thing. Shouldn't that be a good thing? Wouldn't you want it
I
not
want
to
to
be
know
predictable?
exactly how the show is going to look. Yeah. Wow, what an asshole. He accidentally made WWE sound exciting.
Like, so you want spoilers? Like,
SmackDown spoilers, like, essentially.
oh my, he was doing that back in 2010, like.
Oh, yeah.
He was the original SmackDown spoilers person. By the way, thank you. Someone said I have an angelic singing voice.
Well, you do.
Thank you.
Among other things.
Oh, thanks. So, anything else for the show ready?
Well, Trap Queen, I was just about to ask you, since we're now finished with this What Culture asshole, if there's anything else you wanted to do on the program before we call it quits.
Not really. No, I don't have anything in particular.
All right, folks. Well, that does it for this edition of 2 fucking Italians talking about wrestling. Good night, everybody, I guess, and fuck Cody Rhodes.
Good night, guys. I love you all.
And fuck What Culture.
And fuck bald heads.
Exactly.